everybody, Dan Illman, Mike here, taking a look at the DRF race of the day for Thursday, December the 19th. We'll kick off a 50-cent pick four at Gulfstream Park with race number 6. A field of 2-year-old fillies and a maiden special weight going 3/4 of a mile. 7 entered in here. Lots of unknowns, first-time starters, surface switches, layoffs. We won't have the benefit of the tote board, Mike, but apparently the word's out on the 2. Dominant Diva, the Arizona breds, 9 to 5 on the morning line.
See what we get from her, Dan. They got her for 120 after she breezed 9 and 4 in April, and she's been, there's a long work tab for her and a couple of fast breezes on the way in.
We won't have a Timeform U.S. pace projector in this race. Only one horse is run, but you would have to think that if the 5 Frida shows the speed she did in her debut, going 4.5, and she's fresh off the layoff, she'll be right there when the real racing starts.
Yeah, I suspect she'll show speed again. There's so many first-time starters in here, Dan, especially a horse like Dominant Diva, who has been breezing faster than more. You just expect somebody else to show speed.
Justinqueso, the number 1, is a first-time starter by Ghost Sapper, who wins 10% with his 2-year-old debut runners, a $175,000 yearling. There's a lot of turf on the bottom of this pedigree. The dam was a stakes winner sprinting on the turf. It's the family of a Japan Cup winner named Tap Dance City. Ian Wilkes likes to give them a race or two generally before they strut their best stuff. So if the board shows an inordinate amount of money, pay attention. If not, I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the MO. It feels like with Wilkes, like he just doesn't have him that cranked up. But then you go back to November 29th, and you see that this horse throws in a 46 bullet half-mile breeze, and you just feel like maybe this horse is ready to go, Dan. It's very late in the year. That's a very fast work at Churchill downshipping in. I saw the same thing as you kind of did with the pedigree. It's more like turf synthetic, but I won't be surprised when this horse fires a good one here.
Dam is full. 2 winners from 2 to start. The 2 is Dominant Diva. Mike mentioned the $120,000 purchase price at 2. Originally sold for $65,000 as a yearling by the first crop stallion spun to run. Only 2 for 40 with 2-year-old debut runners, but that horse had a lot of speed. And this dam was a stakes place sprinter on the synthetic with the fast works for Saffie Joseph. You have to expect speed at the very least. How low you want to go at post time from a odds perspective, that's your call.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'll see. It feels like this horse is probably getting better here. The works do look good. The 9 and 4 breeze, obviously drew some attention to her back in October. Saffie does good work with first time starters. Would hardly be a surprise, but you're right, Dan. I mean, you're going to be asked to take a short price here. It's your call if you want it.
Didn't you find it a little odd that Chad debuted the 3 Scarlet Sands sprinting on the turf at Saratoga, considering this pedigree? She's by Omaha Beach. She's a half to a stakes winning dirt sprinter named Legadama. She's a half to a stakes place dirt sprinter named Cursor. The dam's a half to 2 dirt grade 1 winners. One of them Visionaire, won the King's Bishop. And Chad debuts her on turf and she just doesn't do any running. Now, she's been laid off, but she hasn't been missing any time. She's been breezing right along since that last race. I'm expecting better on dirt.
Yeah, I just suspect she'll run better here too. It's a little, all the things that you laid out when you were leading up to that, Dan, it's concerning stuff because she has a really, really nice pedigree. So debuting on turf didn't make a lot of sense, and then she just goes out there and does absolutely no running. I mean, she didn't break that well from the gate, but it's not like she had horrible trouble, and she just sat on the rail at the back of that pack and never made a run.
Laulauga, the number 4, is the first of 2 first-time starters trained by Gustavo Delgado. This one's by McKinsey, a first-crop sire doing very well, 14% winners with 2-year-old debut runners. The dam only started once. It was on the turf. It's hard to get a measure of her ability. She has foaled 1 winner from 1 runner, but this is an underrated pedigree. It's the family of Street Sense.
Yeah, there's plenty of pedigree here. I like the McKenzie's. McKenzie's, I don't think would say he's one of the great first out sires from this first crop, but he's a good, so he's got a lot of really talented runners from his first crop. It's late in the year now, and I like the way this one's sort of been breezing right along recently. It's not like Delgado was trying to get this thing going earlier this year and it didn't happen. He only got her started recently, and she's building up, I think, to a pretty good start here.
If you believe that experience counts, the number 5 Frida is the only runner in the race with a prior start on dirt, and she ran really well, but the problem is it's all the way back in June, so where's she been? She showed good speed on the inside after breaking from the rail. She just ends up second best, but she tries hard, and the good news is the 3rd place finisher came back to win a Florida-bred maiden special with a 79 buyer and is now a multiple stakes winner.
Yeah, the third place horse seems like she's okay. The horse that beats her had also already had experience, had already had a race, and Frida just couldn't hold her off. Listen, I like horses with experience in races like this. Um, I I didn't love this horse's debut. I mean, she ran fine in there. It didn't get me all that excited. And now, you think a horse like that could maybe build off of a run like that. And now it's been 6 months since that start. I don't know, man. She's not for me.
Louska is the number 6, the other Delgado trained first-time starter by complexity, having a very nice season with his first crop runners, winning at 16% with his debut performers. This is a $140,000 yearling. The dam was grade 1 place sprinting on synthetic, but also could handle dirt, has foaled 4 winners from 5 runners. I think this horse is bred for speed.
Yeah, I do too. And if you go back a couple of generations, there's some real quality in this female family as well. There's stuff to like about this horse. I do like the complexities too. Delgado's fine with first-time starters. Of course, he also trains the 4 in here, so we'll see what happens with these two. But this one, man, there are so many stops and starts, and this horse's work tab. I mean, he's tried to get this horse going, I don't know, 3 or 4 different times. He's had to stop on her. You can see the gap there, basically missed all of November even, and now she's back again. I mean, I don't like her work tab. I do like her pedigree.
Beaches and Pearls is the number 7. She's the second filly in the race, sired by Omaha Beach. She's trained by a good one in Brendan Walsh. This is a $60,000 weanling who was bought back for only $27,000 last year as a yearling. Omaha Beach, very good with first-time starters. 17% with 2-year-old debut winners. The dam won a couple of wet dirt sprint races and is foaled to winner, but the second generation is where the quality is. Second dam, a grade 2 stakes winning router on both dirt and synthetic. Long work tab for this debut.
Been training right along for a pretty long time here for Brendan Walsh. Very good with first time starters, by the way, Brendan Walsh. So I'm expecting this horse to be ready. I don't know what kind of price you're going to get on any of these horses in here. 8-1 seems pretty good to me because there's a little pedigree here. The work tab's good. The trainer's good.
Before we take a look at our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for the latest DRF videos. Top pick time for our Thursday race of the day. Mike, you're going with Laulauga, one of the Delgado trained first-time starters. It's perhaps notable that Luis Saez is attracted to take this mount.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I like this horse's pedigree. Like the work tab for this horse. And to be honest, Dan, the 2 with experience in here, usually I would just kind of default to them. I don't really like either one of those 2 horses. I'm looking for a firster. I like this one.
And usually I like to try to find an interesting first-time starter, and I just couldn't find one that stood out to me. Maybe Dominant Diva's the goods, with the word being out on her, but I don't know how short I'd want to take a price on her. We'll see what we get from Frida. The layoff is very concerning off such a promising debut, and maybe they've just caught up with her. Maybe she was just a precocious type, but I think she and Scarlet Sands are going to run well, and their experience will help them in this spot. 5367 for me, 4732 for Mike in the Thursday DRF race of the day. It's the 6th race at Gulfstream Park. Good luck.
Hey friends, you look like you're in need of a winner. If you enjoyed the great content right here, just click and subscribe right here and enjoy the great DRF.com race of the days, the phenomenal stakes previews, and so much more. Many of that content featuring me and my exceptional selections. Trust me, you won't regret it.